Hi cuties, if no one has told you already today, I want you to know that you are a problem solver. For those of you that are new, welcome, I am Jem, and in today's pick a card reading, we are going to be discussing what you are not seeing. If you'd like to help out this channel, follow my Instagram at GemsForCheap. I also have a DEPOP account where I sell personal readings. Each one is like 20 minutes long. You could purchase an oracle or tarot deck that you want to see, and then also message me and say, hey, can I see this deck or blah blah blah, whatever other thing you want to see in the reading, like tarot, a tarot deck, oracle deck, messages, charms, just let me know. Everything that I use in all my videos are all listed there as well. So let's get into the disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. I want to let you guys know you have the fate in your own future. You can make your own decisions. Just because this may say something doesn't mean it's for you. This is a generalized reading. I'm going to be saying a lot of messages and not every message is going to fit you. That's why I always say take what resonates and leave the rest. Also know that you have your own choices and your own destiny and your own fate. So, yeah, also you could view this video however you like. If you want to watch one deck that catches your eye, and just take that, or you could watch all the different decks and choose which one fits you best. Also, this is going to be more of a reflective type of reading, so it's going to be mainly talking about you. So let's get into the piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So pile 1, we're using the Eternal Visions Tarot deck. So I'm going to flip the first card to see a card that may be helping you, may want to help you, let you know that this is your pile to choose. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is misfortune, chaos, bad luck, and resistance. So whoever wants to pick pile 1, you may be having a lot of bad luck right now. You may be having misfortune right now. There could be a lot of chaos going on, or maybe there's just a big resistance, maybe feeling stuck or something in your life right now. There's some sort of resistance. You may want to pick pile 1. For the next pile, we have, what deck is this? This is the Tarot of the Divine. And the card you were given is the Queen of Wands. So you could be, whoever picks pile 2, you may be a fire sign, you could be a Leo, specifically more of a feminine fire sign, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, and you don't have to be those signs, but you could also just be getting into a very fiery, like passionate era in your life right now, like a lot of energy, a lot of determination and like your passion. So the, what does this mean specifically, this deck? I meant this card. So it says it's upright, optimism, independence, confidence, passion, and, I don't know what that says. So optimism, independence, confident, and passion. This person could be quite confident, passionate, optimistic. If any of that fits, you may want to pick pile 2. Okay, and then the next pile we have is my favorite deck, and I'm currently selling on my Depop, so if you'd like to purchase, you can. We have the White Newman, and we got the Queen of Pentacles. So this could also be representative of you, so you could be a feminine earth sign. By the way, when I say feminine, you don't have to be a female. This is more of like a nurturing type of energy. So Queen of Pentacles in this deck is representative of an earth sign. So it could be like Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You could be one of those signs, or maybe you are tapping into more of a earth element. For example, maybe tapping more into your finances, more of your abundance, more of your stability. Maybe you are trying to become more stable, and this could be like a representation of that. And talking about something about that. Let's see what the book says specifically. And then we'll hop right in to the readings. So Queen of Pentacles. It says the Queen of Pentacles sits upon her throne in a defiant mode. Perhaps this is an expression of her vanity, or perhaps it's our own envy and admire when looking up at her. As the plants that grow around her throne show, this queen has an easy affinity with nature. Healing is amongst her talents. She could be a healer. Maybe you're someone who heals others. A lot of people could be also jealous of you for pile 3. You could also be a little bit like defiant and you think out of the box. Okay, so if any of that fits, pick your piles, and we're gonna hop right into pile 1. Hello, my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose the Wheel of Fortune card, this will be your reading on what you're not seeing. So, just a quick warning, this could be possibly a deep conversation we may have, depending on, like, obviously the cards that we get with tarot. So I'm just letting you know now, if you are maybe not in the right state of mind or not feeling the best right now, this could be some more possible upsetting messages. So just letting you know. But it may not also be, so I guess it's up for your interpretation. But let's get into it. So these cards are supposed to represent, these oracle cards are supposed to represent who you are as a person, for you to decide whether this is your pile or not. So we have the hummingbird first. The hummingbird is someone who's positive, authentic, spiritually resourceful. This is a very good card. You could be someone who's very interested in learning, very curious, very smart. You could be a very smart person. It says you could also have a lot of energy and positivity, like endless of that. Even when things hit you the hardest, you're still like trying to be optimistic, still trying to look at the bright side of things, always looking at what you can benefit from when shit hits like rock bottom. You could also be very involved in like nature, creativity, exploring spirituality. And you like see everything in life is, every moment in life is worth like savoring, appreciating. I think you could also be someone who's very reflective, reflect a lot. You could also be feeling stuck right now, because we do have what does standing still reveal. And it's not even like maybe you are you could like purposely be keeping yourself stuck or standing still to like observe and reflect. And it's like you could easily get out of this situation to quickly just like move forward and let it go if you wanted to. But it's like you're purposely standing still to like reflect and reveal more about it, about the situation, which is like a good thing, because it's like you're trying to learn from this rather than just move quickly past it. And you could be like resisting to, like you're resisting to move forward or move past it. I think, and you're really trying to like sit with yourself and reflect on this and see like, oh, what can I do to learn from this? What can I do to better myself? Let me savor this moment. Let me be able to savor this situation, this moment. I think whatever is being discussed could possibly, or something that specifically you may reflect on, is your internal repressed anger. You could possibly have repressed anger that may come up in this situation, this conversation, that maybe you may not even realize that you may have repressed anger still about a certain situation that we'll get more into. But I feel like the main topic, one of the main topics in this this reading is going to be talking about your repressed anger. You may have some anger towards someone, anger towards a situation, anger towards yourself, maybe too. We have anger internally. So you may be angry with yourself about something. We'll get more into that. Then we have moon, and above that is the air sign symbol. So you could possibly have an air sign moon, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your moon sign. And your moon basically represents how you deal with your emotions. Let me read it more descriptively. It says, the moon rules your emotions, moods, feelings. This is likely the sign you most likely think of yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. So you could have you could be someone who's pretty goofy, outspoken, or someone who's a little bit less emotional. Because I feel like most air signs are kind of like, I feel like are a bit emotionless, but like take it that with a grain of salt, I guess. Maybe that's how you see yourself, like, or you could see someone as like very goofy or funny or outspoken, like you. Maybe you also talk a lot. That could be something. But like it's like people enjoy that and you like that. So, I hope that helps. So now we have loss and the luck card. This is where the message could get deep. So you could possibly have faced a loss recently. From someone, like maybe you lost someone in your life, like a family member, someone close to you in your life you could have lost. Maybe they passed away. It could be also specifically with the military because we do have dog tags, but it doesn't have to be that way. That could just be a short, like small message for someone. But it doesn't have to be like a physical loss. This could also just be like a mental loss. Like maybe you lost someone in your life that has left you or has exited your life. Like they're no longer here in your life with you. And that could be something like maybe you are standing still and not allowing this loss to happen. Because you're reflecting a lot first and then I guess letting it, like you're like stopping this loss from happening. That could be something. Like you're not ready to lose this person and it's like maybe down the line it's like it's going to happen and you're like resisting it from happening and you're just trying to stand still and like reflect a lot. And then we have the luck card, and like since we have the Wheel of Fortune that came out and it talked about bad luck, you could this could be a message you could possibly getting a lot of luck in the future once maybe you lose this person. Or this could be like this person could be maybe bringing you bad luck. Or this could also just be like maybe you'll get lucky in the future about this connection. Or maybe you'll have more luck about this situation in the future. So that's what I have so far about maybe who you are. You could also possibly just be an air sign. But specifically, you could definitely have an air sign in your moon placement. So we're going to now get into your tarot. So what does your tarot have to say about you? I'm going to take out the deck. We have the Eternal Visions, the one that you chose. And we're going to start asking some questions. So the first position section we're going to ask with your tarot is about your mental, something you're not seeing about your mental health or something you're not seeing about your mental state of mind. What is it that you're not seeing about your mentality or your mental, anything that has to do with your mental state of mind? Give us a message. Pile 1 about their mental state of mind, their mental health. 1, 2, 3. We have the Judgment. Okay, so off the bat, you could be very judgmental, very hard on yourself about things, like very critical of yourself about maybe, like, you could, like I said, you could have like anger towards yourself about the situation, and like you could be very mad about yourself about maybe not losing this connection, like you're like staying stuck in this. That could be something. I'm gonna pull another card. We're gonna get more in depth with it once I pull all your cards out. 2, 3. We also have the Tower. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely facing some sort of chaotic struggle right now. Shit is possibly hitting the fan with you, or in your life. But it also isn't in reverse, so it doesn't say that you're like resisting this Tower moment. It's like it's still happening. Like whatever, like you're trying to not, you're like standing still in this Tower moment. That's what I'm getting. Like you're staying stuck in this storm, like on purpose, which is like a good thing though, because you can see the positives about that is that you're trying to stay comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. You're becoming more comfortable with change, which is a good thing, but also know that don't stay stuck in it forever, I guess. At some point you're going to have to move forward. But also take your time, you know? Okay, so for your physical health, how is your physical health doing? How are you physically doing? Something you're not seeing about your physical health. Okay, we have Page of Swords in reverse. So this is like the beginning air sign, but it's more in like a negative aspect. So you could be someone who's acting a little bit immature, maybe when it comes to like communication. Or we'll get more into that. Maybe a little bit about conflict, specifically like physical conflict, fighting. We'll get more into it. So one more, please. We have Ace of Cups, new beginnings of emotions. We'll talk a little bit more about that and get into that. Next one, we have love. Let's talk about your love life. What are you not seeing about your love life? 2, 3. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this one fucking threw that bitch at me. We have a new beginning of passion. Ace of Wands. You have an Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. 1-1. And it's also, you are the first pile, number 1. So 1-1 could be significant, the number. It's also 11 right now, too, so. Did any other cards fall out? Okay. And then let's pull one more for your love life. Jesus Lord. Try it again. More for your love life. We have Queen of Swords. This could be someone specific coming in your life. That could be also an air sign. Or a new beginning with them, like new passion for them. And then career. Let's see with your career. What about your career? 2, 3. We have Emperor in your career. That's a fucking badass. We love that. Taking down names. Not letting nobody fuck you over or mess with you. Okay, and then we have 10 of Cups in reverse. And I'm not going to take the 2 of Wands just because a bunch of other cards fell over and I don't want to have to take all of them. If we need a clarifier, we'll get it. So, let's fucking get into this shit. So, let's talk about first your mental state of mind. We have the Judgment card in reverse. and the Tower upright. So, where's Judgment? So the Tower here, upright, is upheaval, change, awakening, and shock. And then for Judgment, we have in reverse self-doubt, rejection, blockage, stagnation. So mentally, I think you're feeling stuck about something. I don't know what it is just yet. It could have something to do. I don't think it's related. It could be something to your love life, I guess. It could be like, it could actually be your love life. It could be like maybe you are feeling doubt about this new beginning with someone. Maybe you don't feel like good enough. Maybe you have a lot of anger towards yourself about this connection. Self-doubt. You could also just be maybe rejecting this person or having a lot of blockage or stagnation in this situation. We also have the Tower, which is upheaval, change, awakening, and shock. And you could have, like, you're definitely going through some challenging moments of your life right now. Like, there's some sort of, like, change, awakening, or shock. Like, there could have been some sort of something awakening in you, like some sort of like information that came to you that you weren't aware of that like shocked you. You were like, wow, I didn't even know like that happened, or that was being said behind my back, or what was going on. And it may have shocked you a lot, and maybe has made you feel very it could have affected you about your own, about yourself, like how you see yourself. This is also talking about like getting familiar with the broken down and being uncomfortable, being okay in an uncomfortable situation, like being okay in an uncomfortable situation, finding peace when you are uncomfortable, putting yourself out there in uncomfortable situations so you can trust yourself and, you know, believe you have your own best judgment. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to like say it the best I can. It's like you may not trust yourself. You may not feel that you give the best judgment. You give yourself a lot of shit and a lot of anger towards yourself because maybe you're like, I'm not making the right decision. I'm not good enough for this new person, possibly, or I'm, fucking everything up. And it's like, no, you're not. You are, because you're so worried about that, look at all the good things you're doing. Look at all the precautions and safe routes you're taking. That is good. Appreciate that. Look at how fucking badass, look at how good you're doing. Look at how far you've come. You are making, because you're so worried about it, you are making the right decisions. I think also it's like try to relax more about it. Go with the flow. See where life takes you. And set back the need to control the situation and be so worried and paranoid that you can't trust yourself. And just instead be like, I can trust myself. I believe in myself. I know I could do it. I know I could, I'll make the right decisions. And even if you don't, that is okay too. As long as you learn and move forward. It's okay to make mistakes. You're not perfect. It is okay to make mistakes. And don't beat yourself up so much about it. Let go of this repressed anger that you have towards yourself, if that is the case. Like, you're a human being. It's okay. You made a mistake. It is okay. So I hope that helps. For the physical aspect of your life, we have the Page of Swords and we have the Ace of Cups. So Page of Swords in reverse is irritable, haste, annoying, doubt. I think you could have doubt. Okay, let me see what the Ace of Cups is. Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is compassion, purity, creativity, and beginnings. So I think you could have a new start of compassion towards your physical being, meaning like maybe you're starting to have more physical like love towards your physical self, like your physical body, and all your like and any flaws you may have on your physical body, like you're starting to like authentically love yourself physically, maybe your appearance, maybe the shape and curves and you know maybe a mole or freckles on your body. You're learning to like not let that affect how you see yourself. Like you're learning to be like, I love the flaws on my body. That's what makes me unique. And you could be changing your mindset about that as well. I think the Page of Swords is, so this is supposed to be more physically. Maybe you're learning to love the annoying like aspects of yourself. For example, when it comes to communication, like maybe you are starting to love yourself and letting go the fact that maybe you talk a lot, or maybe you overshare things, or maybe you say too much, or you're loud, or people could take you as annoying. Who fucking cares what those people think? They call you annoying? Who cares? Bitch, you're obviously insecure. Like, whoever's calling you annoying is just insecure about themselves, and they can't handle them being too loud as well, so they call you annoying. Like, fuck off. Like, I'm allowed to be as annoying as I fucking want. Like, fuck them, you know? Who cares what they have to say? So that could be something. The Page of Swords also talks about doubt. You could doubt yourself about like about being annoying. You could doubt yourself, irritable, haste, like you could be also maybe you could be like criticizing yourself for being like a little bit mean, or being a little bit hasty, making quick impulsive decisions. Like maybe you're being hard on yourself when it comes to like quickly making impulsive decisions physically, that it that could be something that maybe you don't really like about yourself, and it's like saying like that's okay, you know, these are the flaws, the little flaws, it may not even be flaws about you that you are so concerned about, and it's really not even, it's not even like something to be that concerned about. It's okay that maybe you make impulsive decisions. It's okay if you're a little bit bitchy, you know. It's okay if you talk a little bit too much. And you may not even be perceived that way by other people. That could just be in your head, you know? Like physically you're not even acting that way and no one even sees that. So I definitely think you're finding a new love for those things physically about yourself. Which is great. Keep going. You're doing amazing. With the Ace of Wands for the love life. Let's talk about your love life real quick. How's your love life doing? We got Ace of Wands. So inspirational, potential, creation, enthusiasm. You could be having a potential love life, a potential love situation with someone who could be represented of the Queen of Swords. So someone who could be a feminine energy with, they could be like an air sign. So Libra, I almost said Cancer for some reason. I did not mean to say Cancer, but for some of you, maybe it's a Cancer. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. That could be a possible potential love interest. This person could also be like a little bit feminine because we do have the Queen. So they could be someone who is maybe a little bit nurturing. And I think maybe more specifically, maybe not nurturing like physically, but more with their words. They could be someone who definitely gives a lot of words of affirmation, and that's their love language. That could be something specific, like maybe there's a new potential of love in that. You could also be very inspired by this person. This person could be very inspired by you. You guys could both be very passionate, like passionate people about your lives, about your jobs, about whatever it is you create. Maybe you guys are both creators, or maybe this person is, you could, I think this is also saying if you want, you can create this into existence. You can create this new love if you're interested. It's like a potential. You can have this if you want. To know what's going to happen in the future with this connection, we don't know. But it's like you can this is a potential you can seek out. This is a possibility if this is something that you want. To know whether it's going to work out or not, we're not sure. That is something that I guess you need to use, and if that's something you're willing to take a risk for, of like the unknown, like if you're willing to sacrifice not knowing, and like just going with the flow and seeing where it takes you and taking the risk, go ahead. And then we have lastly for your career, the Emperor. So this is airy vibes. You could have like a placement in Aries that could like specifically talk about you and your work life. It doesn't have to be the case though, but this could also just be another like wands, like you are getting more passionate, more energy towards a situation. But I also think you're learning to be more of a masculine when it comes to your career. Like, for example, you could be masculine, but it doesn't have to be. This is more of like you are becoming more of a authoritative, you're like compassionate, but you're like a authoritative, compassionate person. Like you're not like someone who's going to take advantage of other people, and you're willing to like be considerate of other people, but you're also like, I'm not going to sacrifice my own needs or wants or get fucked over for someone else's concern. Like you're sticking to your own needs, and you're sticking to your own authority. Like you don't fucking let anyone fuck around with you. You could also be like becoming more of that while in a career setting. Like you're learning to speak up for yourself. You're learning to like keep your ground, your head up high, stand your ground, and know what you deserve and know what you don't deserve when it comes to a career. Like you don't let anyone fucking take advantage, tell you what to do. You're like, and there's like a book I actually read recently where it was like a short story of it says Bartleby, I think his name is, the Scrutineer. And it's basically of a book of like a guy who has been taken advantage his whole life, of just been like fucked over, just like nobody, just like he was basically a copy machine when it came to work. Like they treated him like, not a human being, and they just completely took advantage of his well-being, his mental health. Like they did not give a fuck about him. He basically was taught like treated like a copy machine. And at the end of it all, he got a new job, and he finally, during that time, he was like, I prefer not to. His boss asked him, was like, oh, can you go run out and go get me something? And he was like, I prefer not to. He finally, like, he did it respectfully. He said it nicely. He didn't get angry. He's like, I prefer not to. I'm not going to. No. He learns how to say no. He kept saying no. And finally, he kept saying no because he just freaking completely shut off because the entire time he was being taken advantage of. But it was like he finally learned how to say no. This is you. You're learning to realize you are more valuable to your employer more than you realize. And you should not be taking any disrespect at all. You deserve the bare minimum when it comes to a job as well. Not only in a relationship, but in a job. Like, you deserve more than the bare minimum. That's what I'm saying. So the Ten of Cups, you deserve to be happy in that. Okay, so the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is usually a good card, but the fact that it's in reverse, so in your work life, career, we have broken relationships, neglect, incompletion, and misalignment. So there could be some sort of misalignment, there could be some sort of neglect going on. Like I said, you could be possibly have been neglected, or maybe you're going to have to face in the future, like once you start getting a career or start pursuing this, like more in depth, or maybe because usually this is like past and then future. That's how I read. So with the future of your career, you may start to face broken relationships or issues, maybe like very problematic people, or face neglect, like maybe they neglect you, or there could be some sort of incompletion, like maybe you haven't finished, like you need to go back to, I don't know what the incompletion could be. Maybe like incompletion, like there was something left to do still that needed to get done. When it came to your work life, like maybe you are not, there's still some stuff to get done before you can reach this Emperor position. For example, maybe you're like a boss, maybe you're going to become a boss, but it's like there's still incompletion, like there's still something left for you to do before you can become this. We also have misalignment, so there could definitely be misaligned values about this certain situation. Maybe there's still some more that you need to learn first before you could get into this placement of like authority. And it might be during a work situation of you needing to speak up for yourself and stand up tall and hold your head up high and speak up for yourself. Like maybe someone is going to test you, or someone is going to like, you know, try to neglect you in some way, and you're gonna have to speak up for yourself. So yeah, that is what I have for you. I'm gonna pull some messages and then I think we are done here. Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed. Let's see what some messages that we have here for you. What do they want to say? Shuffle this a couple more times. Okay. Oh. We have clean up your space. Maybe you need to do some self-cleaning. Clean up your surrounding space. Maybe there's like a lot of dust, or maybe there's just, you know, dirty dishes. Maybe there's, you know, just your space needs to be cleaned up a bit. Let's see what else we have here. We have family deserves, family doesn't end with blood. Maybe you're having issues with your family life, physically, and maybe that's something like maybe your family has criticized you for being annoying, or criticized you for being, you know, outspoken, and this is saying like, just because they're your family doesn't mean they're your family. You know, your friends are also your family as well. The people who you surround yourself with doesn't always have to be your family. And your friends they don't have to be blood related. They could still be considered your family. Obviously, if you do have a lot of self-hatred, I think it's more of like, I feel like you're starting to learn to forgive your family for possibly the pain they've caused you, for your own state of peace. But I think you also need to forgive yourself as well. Like, just because they've said some things, maybe they said some things, or maybe you started to think more hard on yourself about these things, you need to forgive yourself as well for just being an innocent person and being themselves. Forgive yourself for being yourself. Don't let other people's criticisms and insecurities cloud your own love for yourself. Cloud your authentic self. Be who you want to be. Who fucking cares what these other people think? They can literally choke. Who cares? You look great. You could be fucking this person. Maybe this person likes the way you look. Maybe they think you look great. Maybe you kind of have a new look to you, and they're like constantly like saying like you look great. Maybe that's like one of their words of affirmation, is they're constantly telling you how good you look. We got big human baby. So in your work life, you may face someone who acts like a big human baby, and maybe that's somewhere where you need to end up sticking up for yourself, or you may want to be careful of becoming someone who's a big human baby when it comes to your work life. For example, maybe it's like, big human baby. Maybe you throw like a tantrum, or when something doesn't go your way, and you need to realize like, not everything you want in your work life is going to, be perfect. So you might have some issues. You may also, that could be something like, I don't know, maybe not letting things brush off your shoulder a little bit more instead of like needing to have authority, I guess. That could be something. We have I'm addicted. Maybe you're addicted to staying stuck in uncomfortable situations, which maybe is something, or you could be addicted to change. Maybe you're constantly changing, and it's like, okay, you need to find some groundedness in your life as well. You need to find this balance. We have can't see, open your eyes. You'd need to definitely see whatever this message is for the physical part. This is definitely saying like, this is something you need to open your eyes to. You need to see the awakening. You need to realize this part here. Maybe new love towards your family as well. Finding compassion for your family, and understand why maybe they push those insecurities onto you. Why they may have, affected you in this way, and find maybe forgiveness for them and forgiveness for yourself. And possibly just letting it go too. Letting that go. Let's see what else. We have look at the bottom of the tarot card deck for answers. We also have, this one came out. Maybe someone with blue eyes. It doesn't have to be though, actually. And I don't know if this message is for you anyways, so if it fits, then I guess. But it says, be careful with who you surround yourself with. Someone is not to be trusted. That could be something significant. But if it's not, ignore it. But it did come out. Bottom of the tarot deck, let's see what it says on the bottom. This card won't fucking allow me to pick it up. Okay, we have Two of Wands. You could be possibly in a dilemma right now in your love life where you're trying to figure out what passion you want to chase. So, like, do you want to chase maybe someone you already have currently? Or maybe someone you are seeing a possible future potential with in a love connection. So you maybe are trying to choose between two people and you're not sure which route to take. And this is saying, like, you have the potential of seeking this other person, but also know that it's ultimately your decision, and you need to decide whether you're willing to take a risk and possibly be left with it not working out, or sticking with what you have and possibly regretting not taking the risk. So that's up for you. It's up to you. And let's see this last message. This was a long ass reading. It's always my first ones that are so long. We have brown eyes. You may have faced someone with brown eyes in the future that might piss you the fuck off when it comes to work. Okay. Thank you so much, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a like and consider subscribing. If you had any things that maybe resonated in this reading, please let me know down in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye! Hello, my beautiful Pile 2s. If you chose the Queen of Wands card, this will be your reading on what you are not seeing. So I pulled a couple oracle cards to represent you, to see if this is your pile or not. So yeah, so let's get into them. First off, you could have a water sign in Venus, your Venus chart. So you may want to check that out, see if you have a water sign in your Venus. It also doesn't have to be that, but I think it definitely is signifying that in this reading. We also have the charm, the ladybug. You could be someone who is good luck or has gotten a lot of good luck in the past, maybe. But you could also be someone who's just very charming, flirty. Maybe people see you as someone who's very charming, and you could also have a lot of self-love for yourself. Like, you already love yourself, and you may have already loved yourself in the past. Like, you've always felt like you are smart enough, you are pretty enough, you are talented enough, you are successful enough, you are good enough, you are beautiful. Those could be just some things that you say, or maybe you are starting to, in the past, you've began to start to learn to have love for yourself. But I think you do already know your self-worth, and you already love your physical self. Like, you already love yourself. I think you could be falling back a little bit once in a while. Like, maybe there's things that get in your way that may make you question your worth. And it's like, even though those happen and may happen, it's like you stay determined and positive. Another thing too, we have the stingray. So the stingray is like, talks about growing a backbone. That's what it literally says. It says developing confidence, sense of self, or a spine. You could be learning to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out, you're like, who am I? What are the things I like? What are the things I don't like? What do I prefer? You ask yourself these questions, and maybe you need to ask yourself. I think this is definitely like a journal type reading. Like, you need a journal. Maybe even like write these affirmators down constantly. Like, I am smart enough, I am good enough, to remind yourself that you are those things. I'm smart enough, I'm pretty enough, I'm talented enough, I'm successful enough, I'm good enough, I am thoughtful enough. You need to like write these things down and And do it like every day. Write those things that before the second you wake up in the morning, write that shit down. I think also you could definitely, like I said, figuring yourself out. Maybe you need a journal and write down what it is you want. What do you seek in a partner? What do you want in your career? What things do you like about a person and you don't like about a person? How do you see yourself in the future? What type of foods do you like? What do you believe? Who are you? Like answer these questions. And also I think it's like developing like a backbone. Like you're learning to also know what you deserve, know what your worth, where your worth is, and what makes you valuable. It's not about the things you have, it's about who you are that makes you valuable. Also, the being able to stick up for yourself, having a backbone, speaking up, saying whatever it is. Like if someone says some nasty shit to you, you say it right back. You're like, I noticed they said something. Okay, let me stick up for myself. And say some like, you don't tolerate that shit. You are learning to defend yourself and be able to be like, or brush whatever they say off. Like you decide whether you need to say something or whether you just need to brush that shit off and ignore it and not let that affect you. I think also you're definitely someone who could be very eager to learn. You could be someone who's very eager to want to grow. Maybe you're constantly like, how can I do better? How can I stay positive? How can I stay determined? You're very determined to keep growing, which is wonderful, beautiful. I think all these messages are here to be very positive about you. We have a lot of positive messages about you. You could be a very positive person. Also, it says, what if everything is already working out? Maybe that's something you need to see, like, I think maybe that's something you already, like, you view. Like, I think you already are very, like, oh, like, what if everything's already working out? What if, I don't need to worry so much about the future and see that everything is already working out. I don't have to worry, like, everything is going to go the path that it needs to take and go with the flow. Like, this person is very, very positive. They're very positive about the future and see very positively about the future. Yeah, I think that's all I have. So if that fits you, then stick with this reading. I think we're just going to hop right into the tarot now. See what the tarot has to say. So the first section we're going to talk about is the mental health. Anything mentally that you aren't aware of that maybe you need to be aware of, or something you're not seeing about your mental state of mind. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh. We have 4 of coins. I think that's like scarcity. Where... I think that might be that. I'm not really sure, so I'm going to just wait and pull out all your cards first and then get into it. So, what else can pile 2 figure out about their mental health? We have Page of Cups, new beginner of emotions, learning to be maybe more emotionally mature, like you're on the way of becoming more emotionally mature. Let's see what they have to say about what does pile 2 need to see about their physical health or about themselves physically. 1, 2, 3. We have Queen of Coins. We love that. In reverse. Okay. Let's see what else about them physically. We have the Sun. The Sun is a great card. I love this card. It's so beautiful. Okay. Now, what does pile 2 need to see about their love life? What are they not seeing about their love life? 2, 3. We have 6 of coins. There's a lot of earth here. You could be possibly an earth sign, like in your sun position. 1, 2, 3. What about their love life? They need to know. We have 8 of swords. Could be feeling a little stuck about something. Let's see. Let's continue and then we'll get into it. So, career. What do you need to see about your career? You have Page of Swords. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. You could be possibly having a little bit conflict in your love life or in your career as well. So let's fucking get into it. Let's see what they have to say. So first, about your mental health, we have the 4 of coins. So the 4 of coins upright is hoarding, possession, financial stability, materialism, and stinginess. Okay, and then Page of Cups. Upright. Youthfulness, idealism, sensitivity, romance, spirituality. Okay, so mentally, you could be you could be possibly a materialistic person that maybe you're not seeing. Like maybe you enjoy being given gifts. Maybe you worry a lot about your financial stability without you even realizing. Like maybe that's something you don't like you subconsciously worry about. You could also be worrying about you being stingy or maybe being hoarding when it comes to your money. Like maybe you're a very giving person and maybe you worry that you're not giving enough and that you're being stingy, and it's like, no, you may need to also or this could be like maybe you are being stingy and not really giving too much away. Page of Cups. This could also be a message saying, okay, so we have, it also talked about, you could be being a little bit greedy when it comes to your mentality. Like maybe you're only currently really thinking about yourself a lot rather than other people, and maybe you need to start thinking more about other people and like what they may be considering. Like you have a lot of self-love and you're respecting yourself, but now you need to also start considering like how your actions or may affect other people. Like there needs to be possibly a balance. We also have this could be like you're unwilling. You could be a little bit stubborn when it comes to making changes. So okay, so like in the picture, it's like the bird is covering and like protecting or like almost like trapping his wife, and because she does not live a similar lifestyle or doesn't like to live with him, and it's like he recognizes her unhappiness, but he's not willing to make the changes to set her free. Like this person is someone who's like thinking kind of only for themselves rather than thinking about the other person in this relationship. Maybe mentally, maybe you're worried about that, or maybe you aren't seeing that you're being a little bit selfish when it comes to possibly your love or your partner. So maybe you need to like consider maybe how this other person is feeling and see what will make them happy, or consider what will make them happy. And then we have the Page of Cups. It talks about a little bit about the same sex. So this could be a same sex relationship. It doesn't have to be though. But it says, sorry about that. The Page of Cups connects to his emotional and expressive self with youthful purity. It says, in this card, one of the 7 young moon siblings plays with the, I don't know what that is. Plays with like the string. And they are the Chinese god of the same-sex relationship who ties the red thread of fate that connects lovers. So it's like, mentally, you could be very spiritual. Like maybe you believe that you were destined to be with this person and tied to this person, and maybe yes, you are, but also there's like a consideration of you needing to consider how this other person may be feeling, like maybe trapped. And maybe that's a discussion that needs to be held. And then we also have sensitivity. You could be possibly a very sensitive person, and maybe that's something, some sort of self-reflection that needs to be done. For example, like, why do I feel so sensitive about this? Is there something that maybe happened in the past that made me feel this way, or made me feel insecure about this? And maybe that's some self-reflection in order to help you consider more of how your words or how you act affects this person. Or your sensitivity, like maybe this person realizes how sensitive you are and they don't express how they feel because they're worried that they're going to upset you. And maybe that's something you need to be like, you need to allow them to be honest so that they could tell you how you feel and you can consider how they feel. Okay, so that could be something mentally that you need to think about. Then we have the Queen of Coins. So for the Queen of Coins in reverse, says jealousy, possession, a lack of organization, manipulation. So we kept getting possessions. You could be being selfish or a little bit manipulative when it comes to maybe your love life. Or someone in your life, like maybe you're being manipulative and possessive of them rather than letting them be free to make their own choices and be free to express their own opinions. Like maybe you're not really considering how they feel and only really considering how you feel, and maybe you're treating them like a possession. You could be treating them like an object. You're not like, you don't see that they can make their own choices and that they're their own person. It's like, it's only about you. And maybe that's something you need to realize, and maybe you don't even realize that you're doing that. And you need to reflect on. We have the Sun card. We also have jealousy, lack of organization. I definitely think possession is the main message here. There's something to do with possession and possessing. It's like possessing this person. Possessing their financial abundance. Like maybe you're very like, you just want this person for their wealth. Or it may not even be that. It could also just be like, you're not considering their opinions, their feelings, how something may affect them. And you could be kind of physically manipulative, like with your words, like maybe you say some things to like manipulate them to like stay in this bubble. And that could be something that needs to be discussed and worked out. Like, you may not even be aware that you're doing that, which is fine, you know, it's okay. We have the sun. So the sun is upright. It says satisfaction, accomplishment, joy, luck, and fertility. So I think this could be something like you're doing it for your own satisfaction. This could also just be like for your own accomplishments, for joy, luck, fertility. The sun expresses birth. So you could be someone who's very accomplished, very enthusiastic about your path ahead. Physically, I think you have a lot of confidence. I think it's like you are feeling very confident even through, like, you get through these difficult times. You are determined to get through these difficult times. Maybe even with this person. But I really think that there's a message here saying you need to consider more about how this person is feeling. Consider how your action, your decision may affect this person. I know you should love yourself and you come first, but also you don't want to you come first, yes, but it shouldn't diminish someone else's needs as well, if you catch my drift. Like, you shouldn't be neglecting their thoughts, their opinions, their decisions are just as important as yours. So I think you may be trying to get a new path or direct yourself in a new path to be more accomplished when it comes to like a healthy relationship. And maybe you're learning to be a little bit less manipulative when it comes to your words. So we have 6 of coins. So upright, this is generosity, charity, kindness, value, and reward. And then we have 8 of swords underneath that. 8 of swords. Anxiety, victimhood, feeling trapped, paralysis, and crisis. So you could be someone who's trying to be, with your love life, this is supposed to be something you don't know about your love life. You could be someone who's very generous, charitable. Like, maybe you give, like, your love language could be gift giving. You give a lot. You're very charitable. You give a lot. You could be someone who gives a lot away. And maybe you need to start saving your money. But you could be someone who gives a lot. And you may feel like you get a lot of reward from your love life, maybe. Like, maybe other people give a lot to you as well. You could be very kind and very a lot of value for someone. Like, maybe they feel you're very valuable and they don't want to lose that. Like, your person, whoever you may be in a relationship with, maybe sees a lot of value in you, or maybe whoever your future connection will be sees a lot of value in you. Sees that you're very generous, charitable, and kind. I think with the 8 of swords here, you may fall into playing the victim a little bit. Like I said, with the whole victim, like the manipulation. That this may be a little bit of a message saying here, like, you may be a little bit of a little bit manipulative when it comes to like playing the victim. Like, take accountability for your actions. Notice how you affect this person as well, and how you are affecting this person. And take responsibility, apologize. There's no shame in, like I said, making mistakes, and it's okay to apologize too. Just because you apologize doesn't make you less of a person or weak or anything. Like, if anything, it makes you better of a person because you're willing to acknowledge your mistakes and consider how this other person is feeling as well. I think you could be also having a little bit of anxiety when it comes to your love life, maybe like feeling trapped. Maybe you feel trapped in your love life, or maybe this person is feeling trapped in their love life and they could be feeling stuck or having a crisis, um, feeling like paralyzed. So it says the Eight of Swords represents being caught up in your own insecurities. Maybe this person reflects and mirrors a lot of your own insecurities, or like shows you your own insecurities, and you're learning a lot, and you're like you're seeing all these insecurities you may have, and it's forcing you to sit with them, or maybe even you feel stuck with them and you don't know how to move forward. And it's saying like um it says donkey skin was forced into hiding to escape a bad situation. Now she is faced with the decision to continue the life she created or step out of her self-made prison. So it's like you may have ran away from the situation, or you may have like tried to run away from it so much that now it's like you cannot not face it no longer. Like you have to face it now, and it's like you are staying stuck and maybe not like making the decision, but it's like the decision will get louder and louder, and you need to decide whether you want to continue with the life that has been created, or do you want to step out of this self prison? Um, and I think it's more of like your perception. I don't think it's like you're actually stuck in this prison. Like for this person, whoever is this person that is being actually trapped, they need to they need to start they need to escape. Yes, they need to release themselves from this prison. Um but it doesn't mean that you can't like it's more of like sticking up for yourself and establish boundaries so that this other person, like it's not for them. They are not like they need to they need to set boundaries for themselves, but they aren't responsible on how this other person acts. So if you, for example, if you are this crow here that is trapping this person, you need to take responsibility for your mistakes, and you need to realize that you're maybe playing the victim, and purposely staying in this bad situation or this like self-made prison because you're like, oh, feel bad for me, like, oh, like, you know, to like manipulate that person, and you're not willing to like escape it. Like it's time to move forward, stop seeing yourself as a victim, see that you are in charge of your own mistakes and your decisions, take accountability, and let's move forward. um Okay, that's what I have with the love life. Um, and allow that other person to set boundaries as well. Allow them to communicate how they feel. Um, and respect that. Okay, so now we have the career Page of Swords. In reverse. So we have bluntness, cynicism? I don't know what the fuck. Defensiveness, sulkiness, all talk. And then we have Queen of Cups. Immaturity, selfishness, smotherness, sulking, spite. Okay, so I definitely think you're definitely struggling with your love life and work right now. And listen, there's like, I know a lot of the messages I'm saying is like bad messages, but I feel like they're needed to be said. Maybe this is like, you know, hard love. This is like rough love for you right now. It's like maybe this is something you really need to hear. Tough love right now. And this doesn't make you a bad person. You're not a bad person. You are a human being. You make mistakes too. Just because these are flaws and things that are, you know, not the greatest, it's okay that you make mistakes. Like, it's okay if you're really not even aware that you're doing this. It's fine. You're a human being. But it's definitely time to move forward now and reflect and consider more of how other people are feeling rather than constantly thinking about how you are feeling. It's good that you are able to love yourself. It's good that you know who you are. It's good that you see yourself first. That's a very good direction you're going. It's time to consider and find a balance between you and your considerations and how other people are feeling. Especially when it comes to your work and your love life, because that is like a partnership. I think that's another reason why this is pile 2. The 2, you need to work on your companionship with other people. You need to work on your compassion towards other people. Consideration of other people. We have Page of Swords. So I think with your work life, it's like you may have a lot of struggles with your work life and your love life. It's because you are forced to work with other people. Like, you have to indulge and get into a situation with other people, not just yourself. And it's like, your love life is a reflection of who you are, and you tend to face your own insecurities, and like, it's like your partner mirrors your own insecurities back to you, and like, you have to, you know, reflect on that. And then your work life is a similar situation too. It's like, you're forced to work with these other people, and you need to start considering how they may feel. So Page of Swords, in reverse, is bluntness, cynicism, defensiveness, sulkiness, all talk. I think you could be someone who is very blunt. Like, maybe you don't really care about what you say. You kind of just say whatever, and you're like maybe a little bit mean. And like, it's good to be honest. It's good to be honest, but you don't have to be brutally honest. You could consider and be like, maybe I should word this a little bit different so I'm more considerate on how this may come off as. Yes, be honest, say the truth, say what you have to say, but also decide, do I really need to say this? Is this going to change and impact something? Like, do I have to say this? And if I do, can I say it in a nice way? Also, defensiveness. It's like, you could be someone who's very blunt, but it's like, you can't take bluntness either, and it's because of some sort of insecurities you may have. Like, you could be someone who, you're very sensitive when it comes to other people's criticisms, but you're not afraid to give other people criticism. So that's maybe something that needs to be reflected on. It's like, hey, maybe I could work on these insecurities, or whatever I'm feeling very sensitive about, and be more considerate on, yes, it's good to be honest. Allow people to be honest with you, but also be nicely honest to other people. Find a balance. And you may fall into maybe being like all talk. It says all talk here. So, you may be a little bit braggy or all talk when it comes to your career. Like, maybe you talk about yourself a lot and all your accomplishments, which is great. Like, you are allowed to appreciate your own accomplishments. Like, don't ever feel like you need to take that away for someone, like, or put that to the side. Like, you should be like proud of your accomplishments, but you shouldn't be seeking for other people's validation to like to also like worship you for your accomplishments as well. Like you should be able to tell yourself like, wow, I'm very accomplished and I'm great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm on the right path. I'm doing fucking phenomenal. But don't seek other people to tell you that as well. Like you could mention like once in a while and be like, yeah, I'm fucking doing fantastic. I'm so happy for myself. All these things, and which is good. But maybe find a balance with it. Like again, like talking about yourself and then talking about how this other person is feeling. Consider how, just like you want to be heard about your accomplishments, they want to be heard. They want to be heard about their accomplishments. Yeah. And then we have Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is more of like, we have immaturity, selfishness, smotheringness, sulking, spite. You could be someone who's a little bit jealous of other people's accomplishments or jealous of other people when it comes to maybe the career path they chose or what they're doing or how they're being successful in their career. And you could be jealous of that or like jealous of their wealth. And that might be something also you need to reflect on is like, why am I sulking? Why am I paying so much attention on being jealous about this other person when I should be, if anything, I should be maybe, like, good for them. I'm glad they did it, and I want to be just like them. Consider it more of like you look up to them rather than you are jealous of them. Stop hating on them, like they you may not even realize that they go through very difficult hardships as well in their life too. And focus on more of yourself and ask yourself, what can I do to be better rather than shitting on or talking crap about or sulking in someone else's success. Like you should be lifting other people up than feeling like you need to tear other people down in order to lift yourself up. It should be that when other people are being lifted up, you feel lifted up. Like, oh wow, like look how great this person is doing. I'm proud of them. I'm grateful to be friends with them or blah blah blah. I know this is kind of like a bashing. This is like I know people are going to be in the comments being like, "Oh my god, I hate this reading." I'm sorry, but this is what's coming out. This is what's coming out. You may also, it says selfishness. You may be a little bit selfish when it comes to your wealth. Maybe you need to, I meant with your career. Like I said, consider more of how other people are feeling, and you could be also being a little bit immature about it. For example, emotionally immature, like the jealousy or the sensitivity of insecurity about maybe your wealth. Maybe you're very insecure about your wealth status, and maybe that's something you need to ask yourself, why do I feel insecure about my wealth? Or why do I feel like why does it feel like when someone else is doing better that I feel worse about myself? Ask yourself that. Write it down about it. Analyze that. Reflect on that. Okay, let's pull some messages. And then we'll be done with your reading pile too. And I think another thing too, I know this is like just a bunch, it's just like pile after pile. This is just like pretty negative reading, and I'm sorry about that. But I think this was meant to be, just because you could be someone who's very positive. You're doing great. You're very just focused on the positive things, which is wonderful. We love that. But maybe there was a need for this a little bit of a negativity to like for you to like see that not everything is perfect, and it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay not to be positive all the time. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to also know that you have flaws as well. And I think that was another, like, this was something that needed to be shown in this reading. Okay, let's see. My nail just completely fucking fell off. We love that. Okay. We have I dream about you. So there could be someone in your life that dreams about you, or maybe you're dreaming about a certain person that you want to be with, and maybe that could be maybe you're single right now, and this is kind of like a person who you see a future with, and maybe they're the person that you may be jealous of, that but you want them, like you want to be with them, but you're a little bit jealous of them. And that could be maybe because they have what you lack, and maybe that's something you need to be like, oh well, how can I gain in the things that I lack so I feel good enough. Maybe you're insecure because maybe you feel like you're not good enough for this person, and maybe that's why you feel like the need to trap them rather than being like, they're their own person, they you know who they are, they're their own individual self. And you could add to that, you could be like, let's let's lift each other up rather than tear each other down. We have it is what it is. It is what it is. That could be something you say a lot, or maybe that's how you feel about the situation rather than making the effort to like reflect on. I'm sad. I'm sorry if this reading made you sad. I apologize. Really, that was not my intention. This is just the shit that's coming out, you know? You could be sad about this love life right now. Maybe that's something you need to like sit in the sadness for a bit. And then we have I love you. You could definitely have feelings for someone else, like love feelings for someone. Maybe in your career wise, maybe this person, whoever this is in your career as well. And it doesn't have to be though, but this could just be also saying like, I love you. This is you talking to yourself. Like, I love you, you know? It's okay. It's okay, you know? It's all right. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. Allow yourself to feel the sadness. Not every day is going to be rainbows and sunshines, you know? And that's okay. You're doing great. Yeah, okay. I think that's all I have for you, Pile 2. Sorry about the rough message. I think it was needed. So, I hope you're doing great. And yeah. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. But, like I said, everything will be okay. Deep breath. All right. Thank you so much. I know people are going to be already in the comments about this reading, so I don't mind. Text whatever you need in the group chat. I meant, what? Say whatever you need in the comments. Let me know how I did and what reflected, what didn't. So, yeah. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in one of my next readings. Bye! Hello, my beautiful Pile 3s. If you chose the Queen of Pentacles, this will be your reading on what you are not seeing. So I just talked for 6 minutes about this pile already, and none of it was recording because the audio did not record it. So I'm a little bit pissed off, but it's okay. I'll just repeat what I said if I could try to remember. First, we could talk about the signs that are here. So we have Aries most specifically, and then we also have possible fire signs. So there could be like a fire sign in your chart that is significant right now. It could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. But we have most specifically Aries. So you could be an Aries. It could also just be a placement in your chart right now, Aries, that is being shown. Or maybe you need to tap into more of an Aries energy when it comes to this situation. For example, being a little bit more childlike, being a little bit more passionate, being a little bit more determined. I think also you could be tapping into a very masculine energy, authoritative energy, like needing authority, needing to be domineering, controlling, because we do have domineering here, which is in reverse, and we also have the Emperor, and Aries is known for a very masculine energy. So this could be maybe saying you need to bring more of an authoritative energy into your life, or this could be saying you need to release it. From what I continue to talk about, I feel like it's more of you need to let that go and let it be, and not worry so much about needing to make decisions, needing to tell people what to do, or needing to speak up, or needing to make decisions more specifically, like, and kind of just like let things take its course, go with the flow, like, especially since we have flow here, like literally like going with the flow. Let the river take you to where you need to be. And stop worrying about making decisions. Just let the decisions be made for you. Like, just go with the flow. Allow other people to take charge, and allow yourself to just, go with the flow. I think a main reason to why you might be having difficulties letting that go is because you could be having difficulties letting this go here. There could be, since we have childhood trauma, it's a deep message. There could be some sort of past that is keeping you stuck, that maybe hasn't been let go of yet, is still holding you tied to it, and it's causing you to be this controlling. Like, you could be controlling because you're afraid of feeling this hurt again, feeling this pain again. Trust yourself, and trust the flow of this situation. Allow yourself to just, go with the flow. Allow the river to take you where you need to be. Stop resisting, okay? And try to let go of this here. Like, I feel like once you're able to let go of this, you'll stop needing to feel like you need to control everything, because you won't be so worried about the things that are out of your control. I think this could have made you feel needing to be constantly in control because you could possibly be afraid of being thrown into a painful situation, or repeating the past, or different things like that. And you've learned your lesson. You've learned what you had to learn with that. And you know and can trust yourself that you will make the smart decision when you're going with the flow of things. I wish I could have kept the fucking last video because I said it so much better in my last video, but I hope that makes sense. And then we have the gifts await. So it's like this card here. What gifts are you not allowing into your life? I think because you may be faced with this domineering, you could be very controlling of your life and what enters your life. So much so that it's like you're not letting whatever good gifts come into your life because you may be afraid of the unknown. And it's like you need to be able to control the unknown because you're afraid the unknown may cause you more pain. And it's like you need to, once let it go so good things can come into your life. What are the good gifts that await? What is coming towards you? And allow it to come to you. Like, just go with the flow with it. Like, allow those to come to you. All right. I think that's the best I could say it for right now. I've been trying my best to regurgitate the discussion I had before, but we're just gonna get into your tarot now and see what other message is. So that's supposed to represent who you are right now. You could be someone who is trying to just go with the flow of things now and trying to let go of this as well as that and heal from that. That could be something that you're doing right now. You could also be trying to find more of a childlike fun and just going with the flow. And then we also have gifts. There could be a lot of gifts coming into your life in the future that you may not be aware of. Also, this card represented like someone who's a little bit overstimulated. It said also feminine. Hold on. You could be trying to tap into more of like your feminine energy. It says Luna Force, ease in darkness, and feminine energy. You could be trying to be more okay with being in uncomfortable situations and like going with the flow with things when in an uncomfortable situation. But the main message talked about overstimulated. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe there's a lot of like things going on. Maybe you're overthinking or have been overthinking a lot. And maybe you just need to find a way to let that loud chatter go. Like maybe meditate. Meditating might help you with the overthinking or overstimulation. All right, let's get into the tarot. So the first section is going to be your mental health. Like, what are some things about your mental state of mind that you aren't seeing? A message that you need to hear or aren't noticing, aren't being seen. Right, 1, 2, 3. I'm just gonna pull all your cups. Oops, I did not mean to say cups. I'm gonna pull all your cards out first and then we'll get into it. So we have 7 of Cups in reverse. 1, 2, 3. Then we have the Emperor. So Emperor, like I said, Emperor is definitely very strong in this reading. There's definitely a lot of masculine energy in this reading. So, and we have the Emperor next to the Emperor. Like literally, the Aries is supposed to represent the Emperor. So there's a lot of Aries energy in this reading. So this is supposed to be your mental state of mind, something you need to know. Let's now see about your physical state. We have the High Priestess came out. And then the Queen of Pentacles came out again. So I'm going to take that just because it was in the last reading. So that could be your physical health or physical being. Something you need to know about that or not seeing about your physical. Let's see what is something that pile 3 is not seeing about their love life. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 of Cups. Okay, so third party situation could possibly be. I'm going to say the other messages though, because that's not just third party. This could be also talking about some other messages I just forgot. And then we have Knight of Swords. And then let's see the future and the career, your career. What are some things you're not seeing about your career? We have 7 of Swords. We have 2 7s, so there could be, the number 7 could be significant. And then let's see your last, what is the last thing about your career that you're not seeing? 2, 3. We have 9 of Cups. Right. So, the 7 of Cups, upright, it talks, I'm pretty sure is like an illusion, talks about illusion and like something being under the veil. 7 of Cups. Okay, it says 6 fish swim around a cup, each one with the chalice incarnated into a gem on their forehead, giving each one of the power of transforming into the chalice. There is a sense of fantastical and wild openness of potential that may never actually become reality. How do you transform dreams into accomplishments? Okay, and then we have the Emperor. So there could be some sort of dream. There could be so it's like each one of these fish are like a dream you may have. And there's a potential of reincarnating or transforming in these fishes into like an actual solid uh into reality, like being able to make these dreams into reality basically. And it asks, how can you transform these dreams into accomplishments? So mentally, something you may not be paying attention to is all the opportunities that you're given, even the ones that are like, um, and a lot of them are unknown, and that may make you scared, and that's like that may be one of the things here is like, um, you may not know which decision to make. And it's kind of like saying, instead of trying to make a decision on which path to take, it's more of like, go with the flow of it and see where it takes you. That's what I'm getting. The Emperor, like I said, the Emperor is more of like decision making, discipline. It also says support, discipline, reliability. It says the Emperor represents tradition, the backbone of a state, the oak of the center of the forest. He rules the discipline, his sword stuck in the solid, representing a pillar, the trunk of the tree, and firm unyieldingness. So the stubbornness. The Newman perched upon his arm acts as a silent observer, both of the Emperor's action and of his realm. Guardian of the Guardians. Could barely even see the bird on his arm. Like, it's right there. Just a bird. The Emperor's self-sacrifice and determination are represented in the blood that he sheds, the blood that evaporates from steam until under the force of his fiery will. Okay, so you could be being very stubborn. That's what I'm getting. Like being very stubborn, stuck in your ways of not wanting to give in and needing to be in control. And it's kind of like, it just keeps saying, like, allow yourself mentally to just go with the flow of things. And just observe too. Maybe that's another message, like just needing, like, observe your way. Find a little bit of open-mindedness to possibly what the future holds for you and the path that it wants to lead you. Okay, the next one we have for the physical representation of yourself, the physical, what you're not aware of physically. We have the High Priestess and we have Queen of Pentacles. We have mystery, self-awareness, vital. You could physically be someone who's very mysterious. You could also be someone who's quite self-aware of how you are like appearing to others. Like maybe you're very self-aware of like your body language or how people might observe you. So the High Priestess also is like, let me read. It says the High Priestess sits between two columns of the threshold in the sacred temple, guardian of both the spiritual realm and temple's knowledge. So you could be someone who's spiritual, but also like has a healthy balance of like the scientific like it's like you're religious but also like has scientific knowledge. Like you are balanced between like spiritual and reality type. You could also be someone who's a little bit of a leader when it comes to I feel like spirituality or like healing. It also talks about you have the power to decide who can enter and who cannot when it comes to maybe like entering your temple, your your bubble, the bubble you have surrounded yourself. Like you have the power to whether you want to allow somebody in or whether you don't want to allow anyone in. I think this is also saying like not even just allowing people in, but like allowing someone to step over your boundary. Like you are in control of that. And it's like reminding you that you have control over your own being and self and who can come in and who can't. But your surrounding is not something you can control. You could also be someone who's not that outspoken, like maybe you're more of a silent, assertive person. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting physically. Maybe that's some things that maybe you weren't aware of that you came off that way, and you're definitely also I keep getting like very like it says the veil of the temple is decorated with pomegranates, symbol of the divine feminine infertility. This separates the seen from the unseen, the conscious and the unconscious. Like you could be also a very balanced person. Like people can see you as someone who's very balanced. Also someone who's a little bit patient, who looks inward and knows themselves. And then Queen of Pentacles. Maybe these are like messages you weren't aware, like that's how maybe someone perceives you. Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles sits upon her throne in a defiant mode. You could also be someone who like doesn't follow the traditional like you could be traditional, but you're also like defiant. Like there's always like there's a balance with that. And you're healing. I think like I said, I think you could be a leader towards like healing physically and mentally. Okay, that's the best I got for that row. Let's move on to your love. So we have 3 of Cups and then Knight of Swords. So there could definitely be like third party situation, but let's see specifically what it says. It says a circle of 3 is formed and their inner energy fills the cups of emotions. They're all here all is shared. This is the time to celebrate amongst friends, seek support and show your love. There could be possibly a lack of love or lack of love for a person who is maybe an air sign. We have a Knight of Swords in reverse. This person could be a little bit immature, a little bit impulsive, and because that's what the Knight represents in Sword. They also move very quickly. Someone who moves very quick. This could be just a message saying to like find more compassion and love towards this person, and they could possibly be like an opportunity of love. They could be one of these fishes, like plenty of fish in the sea. Maybe there's like you could be someone who's single and has a lot of different emotional options because we do have the cups. And this person could be one of them. And I think once you maybe find more compassion towards this person, this could bring one of these gifts that await you. And it doesn't even have to be like romantic love. This could just be love as like a person. Like you love this person as who they are and accept them for who they are and love them as a person rather than being in love with them or something. Okay, and then lastly, we have your career, messages about your career. So 7 of Swords is punishment for betrayal. His calm face and relaxed hand makes his execution seem like a mundane formality. A normal morality and the consequences of breaking the rules. And then 9 of Cups. I feel like this deck is freaking hard to understand. 9 of Cups is a man sits on a mound of solid with his hands resting on his knees. The abundance of the 9 chalices sit behind him is a reflection in the pleasure of the 2 fish as they dive from cup to cup. The fruits of your efforts are there to be enjoyed. So the 7 of Swords could be like, this is basically like there's consequences to your actions when it comes to your career. Like maybe maybe there was some sort of betrayal, or there's going to be some sort of betrayal when it comes to your work life. Like maybe you have like a coworker or a boss or someone, or maybe you did something, maybe you like end up betraying someone and there's going to be like consequences for it, for breaking the rules. Like maybe you broke the rules and there could be consequences. It could also just be maybe something in like a friend group. Like maybe you have like some sort of friend group when it comes to your career, or maybe you like work with your friends, or maybe you go to school. This could be like maybe your school life, like school with your friends. Maybe you broke the rules when it came to or maybe you betrayed someone, or maybe someone who betrayed you is going to get the consequences of their actions. This shit is going to come back to them in the future. And then the 9 of Cups is talking about like, the 9 of Cups is a good message and it's in reverse. So this is more of like, look at how good you did that you didn't fall into the same habits as maybe this person. Look at how the fruits of your efforts, like the good efforts you made to always make the right decision, and the abundance you gained and made for yourself from this situation. Like maybe there was a situation with your friends that your friends weren't doing the right thing and you were like, no, I'm not going to follow in your footsteps. And they end up in the future get their shit back at them, and everything that they fucked up on is like all coming back to them, and nothing is being brought to you. You're doing perfectly fine. You're like, let me, let me like dive and enjoy this, the fruits of your efforts. Enjoy this time of not being in the fucking shithole. Like, being proud of yourself. Like, allow yourself to be proud. Be proud of yourself for not getting involved. Be proud of yourself for not getting in the gossip. Be proud of yourself for not, betraying or hurting other people. Like, be proud of yourself for not getting involved. For staying mature, making sure to be disciplined and stand your guard and mind your own goddamn business. Like, be proud that you didn't, you know, follow on those footsteps. All right, let's do some messages and then we'll be done. What are some messages we could tell pile 3? We have, this is a sign not to go through with it. So there could be something that maybe you're like, oh, should I go through with it? Should I, you know, just take this road and make the decision? This is saying, like I said again, don't make the decision to go through with something. And just instead, don't make the decision at all. And just go with the flow. See where it leads. 1, 2, 3. Stop feeling the need to make decisions. We have lashes done. You could also be very attractive, I'm getting, because we have like very divine feminine. Like, people could see you physically as someone who's very like feminine. Maybe you constantly get your lashes done specifically. Maybe that's something that people like. You could also wear like makeup, specifically like eyeliner or mascara, or like you can have really pretty lashes. We have ego trip. So maybe someone in your love life is having an ego trip, or you could be having an ego trip. Maybe like maybe there was some situation that was an ego death, but it was like a good one to help like keep you, what is it called, humble, I think. And then we have in reverse, set your boundaries. Maybe you need to start setting boundaries with your friends or people at work, or they need to start learning to set boundaries, maybe. Okay, thank you so much, Pile 3. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a like and consider subscribing. I hope you enjoyed, and if anything resonated, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye!